Arsenal nil, Manchester United nil, but I've got some good news. Manchester United now has 41 points and is safe from relegation. I'm the Stammering Dyslexic. Let's talk sport. So that's probably where my good news ends, if you're a Manchester United fan. After the performance against Sheffield United on the weekend, we really needed to bounce back with a win. When I saw the team sheet come out, I actually thought that Ollie had picked what he thought was his strongest side, and bar maybe Lindelof, personally, I feel much more comfortable when Eric Bailly plays in that central defender position than when Lindelof does. But Ollie prefers Lindelof, and an injury or a car crash or something kept him out of the game against Sheffield United. Lindelof came back in for this one. So other than that, I think actually it was probably the strongest team that he could have fielded at this point. Ollie seems to prefer Fred and McTominay both in that holding midfield position, and actually it works really effectively. It gives our defence that extra level of defensive cover and defensive support, but their main roles is literally blocking up play, stopping play and passing it forward as quickly as they can to more creative players. And I think that's possibly what we may have been lacking in the Sheffield United game. Is Matic is a good player, but his mobility to get around the pitch isn't what Fred and McTominay can offer. And I think having those back in the team today really showed intent, or I thought it did. When I first actually saw the team sheet, I assumed we were actually going to go for the diamond. McTominay sitting in that defensive midfield position, Fred tenaciously running all around the park and having nibbles, Pogba with that freedom to play more forward, Bruno in behind, and then Cavani as a number 9, and Rashford sort of playing wherever he wants to play, swapping from left to right to in behind. That's what I thought when I saw the team. Obviously, we now know that's not how we lined up. I mentioned on the last stream that personally I don't understand and I don't like Rashford playing on the right hand side as a right inverted winger or attacking forward. I'm not a fan of that, purely because I think he's played so well this season on the left, and I think a few of our standout players this season have been Shaw, Rashford. That link up between them both on that left, Bruno, and excluding the Sheffield United game and this one, although I do think, I'm about to mention Paul Pogba, I do think actually until the first goal in the game on the weekend, Pogba was playing really well too. So I think, those three, add Pogba for the last few games, or not this one, but have been our best players. And then that number 9 of Cavani, I know he can't play every game, has given us just that little bit of quality. I know today he missed a few opportunities that he should have maybe done better, but you still can't deny that having him leading the line up there does give us another element of quality that we didn't have before. But back onto the Rashford thing, him on the left, especially with that link, that relationship with Shaw, has been incredible. Moving him to the right, he is less effective. he's not comfortable. I think the only person that we've got comfortable playing an attacking, inside forward or inverted winger role at the moment in this club is Mason Greenwood. For some reason, be it the Iceland thing, be it the reports about being late on the training ground or whatever, at the moment, Ollie isn't trusting him to play week in, week out on that role. And we have to trust the manager. Surely there is a greater good here. But, and there is a but, there is a cynical part in the back of my head which keeps saying I can't silence it. So Rashford, I'm sure you agree. If you do, let us know in the comments. Rashford on that left is great. Move him to the right, he becomes less of a threat. So why would we move him to the right? Why would Ollie take the best player that we have in that dangerous position? I think most of our effective attacks in the last 5-6 games have come down that left. Why move him to the right? And I think it's probably twofold. One, Anthony Martial seems to only play well when he doesn't have competition. When he first came in under Louis van Gaal, there wasn't really that competition. He had a great season. He lost the number 9 shirt when Zlatan came in, and there is no secret, he sucked. And he didn't have a great season. Lukaku came in, he sucked, he didn't have a great season. Remove those two from the squad. Last season, probably one of our best players. Top goal scorer, if I remember. Was that Rashford? I think that might have been Rashford now. But he was up there. Suddenly you bring in a number 9, and before anyone says, and if you want to say it, that's fine. Oh, but Igalo's a striker that we bought in, and that didn't faze Martial much. Bring in an A-list striker like Cavani, like Zlatan, like what Lukaku could/should have been. Then he seems to go missing in games. He seems to sulk. Now that's not all the time. I think the opportunity, the last few games, he's trying. He's running up. He's doing his defensive duties most of the time. He is up and around the box, but he's not as prolific as he was last season. You can't deny that. And I wonder, is that because a little bit like he feels maybe he can't deal with the pressure of having two people compete for the position, which actually has worked really well with Shaw and worked really well with David De Gea this year. Bringing Dean Henderson back, I think, was another side. I do feel a little bit bad for Romero, but bringing Dean Henderson back and having an actual potential replacement has driven him on. And I'm just wondering if at the moment Martial is feeling a little bit threatened or doesn't really know where he fits. So a little part of me is thinking, move Rashford to the right. That then would potentially allow Cavani, who I think will start as many games as he can, or I think he should start as many games as he can. That would allow Cavani, Martial and Rashford to start in the same lineup. I don't think it's probably the best for the team. I know that Jamie from this channel would like to see Martial go. I'm not of that vein. I quite like him, but I think we need to know where exactly he fits. So there's a part of me that thinks that maybe he's trying to play all three, and the one who is able to adapt the best to that right-hand side out of the three would be Rashford. The other part of me is thinking, and this is the cynical part, is I think he may have been hoping that moving Rashford to the right, he would have become a revelation overnight, would perform just as well on that right-hand side, and that would remove the pressure of the young kids that we've just got in to cover that right-hand side in 3, 4, 5 years' time. That removes that pressure and that need to go out and buy a Sancho, which we didn't do, which we're not going to do in this window, which we probably aren't going to do in the summer. That then removes that pressure of the fans wanting that position filled if Rashford works. But I think by doing that, he's weakened our attack because he's taking Rashford from that left in the hope that in a few games' time, he's comfortable on that right. And I personally, I think that's probably not short-sighted, because I guess it would be the long-term thing, but I think it's probably harming our attack now, and we need to think about now. So we started on the right, which I didn't like, and I think Ollie knows as well that that's not his side. He brought on Greenwood to that right hand side. Granted, I think it was probably 5-10 minutes too late. With 10 minutes to go, I don't think, with the rest of the team starting to slow down, our team, I mean now, because at that point Arsenal had grown into the game with Willian. I don't think there's much of effect that Greenwood could do in the last 9 minutes. However, you bring him on with 20 minutes to go, then who knows? So yeah, that Rashford right hand side thing is confusing me. Although a lot of our attacks did go down that right hand side because of Rashford and it went through him. However, it got to the edge of the box and it suddenly slowed while he was trying to change feet, try and cut inside, but then he's on his left, and that's where we the penetration wasn't there. And I think Shaw did really well on that left hand side again, bombing up, but his relationship with Pogba, who started out on that left, and then later Martial, who I thought was actually a really progressive and attacking sub for McTominay. I thought that that showed intent, but that link up just wasn't really there for me, and it's a shame. So that is a shame, especially after the defeat to Sheffield United, we really needed to bounce back with a win. If you'd have asked me before the weekend, would I be happy with the draw today, I'd have probably said yes. Being realistic, a point, especially since Arsenal beat us at Old Trafford, a point is better than another loss. However, after the Sheffield United result, I thought, we needed to come out, show a statement. We needed to win this game. We needed to show the rest of the league that, we know, you and I, don't tell anyone else. We know the likelihood of us winning the league this year was minimal, but there's no reason why we couldn't have give everyone a good scare. So I thought going out today, showing intent, getting revenge at Arsenal's home ground would have been the statement that we needed. But we showed no intent. We didn't press. We didn't look bothered. I think that's what upset me. When the team sheets came out, I thought, this is a team that could go and do something. And we just didn't run. We just didn't care. There was no intent. There was no speed. There was no urgency. I think in the first half, we had probably the better of the chances, although the possession, Arsenal had a lot of the ball and had a lot of the play in the first 20 minutes. But I expected that because we like to hit on the break. But in that second half, when Willian came on, the game changed. And going in with a point, they hit there was a few times they hit the crossbar. De Gea did a great save to the left. I think, that's when the first half we definitely did not deserve to win. We didn't deserve to win that game. We just didn't seem bothered. I'm going to do another controversial comment now. If you agree, let us know. But Fred, don't get me wrong, Fred has done really well the last 6 months, 8 months last year. When we first brought him in, the hype was there, but he wasn't really a United player. He wasn't good. His improvement has been phenomenal. But whenever he plays, and whenever the ball is played to him, I get nervous. And I don't really hear a lot of pundits talk about this. But his first touch makes me nervous. I don't think that he's the best at controlling the ball. He's tenacious. He'll run around the whole pitch. He will, he'll pick out a simple pass. He'll do what he has to do, and he does it well. He'll get the ball and he'll look forward. But that initial first touch in the first half, I think I counted like 6 times where his first touch resulted in us losing the ball to the opposition. And not all of those were his fault. A few of them, the pass to him wasn't great. But there was quite a few times, and there normally is, where the ball comes into him and suddenly the opposition team have the ball and they're breaking. But who else do we have at the moment that could do the job that him and McTominay do, or did before he went off? I did actually get concerned that McTominay would sort of be a sequel to the Eric Dyer man of the match toilet thing, but unfortunately he went off and we didn't see him again. So hopefully he's fine. I do rate McTominay. I don't think he gets enough of the plaudits that he deserves. I mean, he's not a world beater, but like Fred, he does the work that he has to do normally, vigilantly and well. Just Fred with that first touch makes me uneasy, especially when you think really it's him, Lindelof, goal. So it's very, when he loses the ball, he loses it in our half, and there's one player, 2 players, and they're through on goal, and that worries me. I don't think Fred is our long-term solution for midfield. He'll do for now, but that does worry me. So I guess that was really it for the game. We didn't deserve to win. We didn't deserve to lose. We didn't press. We didn't, it almost felt like the Liverpool match in the league where both teams were just playing for a draw. That's disappointing after the weekend. I think now we need to realistically think about the other teams around us. On the weekend, I said that, although we knew that we weren't going to challenge for the league, we needed to keep chase with City, keep the pressure on the off chance that they drop points, we would be there. But now, realistically, we probably need to think more about the teams around us and ensuring that we just stay ahead of the pack. I think that after today's result, which is crazy, because if you'd have asked me this before the weekend, a point would have been fine. But now that we've taken 1 point in 6, and that's starting to not worry me. I'm sure we'll get our form back, but it's starting to we can't let this. We need to get a win quickly now, and hopefully, a very convincing win. Don't listen to the pundits for the next match or the next away match. They will say, "Oh, but United haven't lost away from home since last year," and that may be true. But if you've played 19 games and you've drawn every game, you've got 19 points. If you play 38 games a full season and draw every game, you've got 38 points and you're in a relegation battle. Drawing is not winning. I know, crazy, right? Drawing is not winning. And if we want to progress and start challenging for those titles and cups, you know, we need to win these games. So yeah, we've still got our record intact of not losing away games. But come on now, come on. You know, and I know, we need to do better. We do. I think we will. This transfer window closes on Monday. I don't think we're going to be getting anyone in. I've not thought since the summer that we were going to get anyone. I didn't think that we would do business in this window, regardless. I think it's great that Lingard has gone to West Ham. Would I like to see him back in a United shirt? All due respect to him. I thank him for his service. He's had some really important goals in really important matches. However, he's not as young as everyone thinks he is. And possibly I think he would excel in a mid-table side. So the move to West Ham, if it's made permanent at the end of the season, would be a good one for all parties involved. Hopefully Romero, for his sake, he's been a good servant, a good number 2 for us. Hopefully he will go before Monday. Hopefully Rojo will go before Monday, but I can't see anything else. I think Edward Woodward and co need to really start to think now about the summer. Not think halfway through the summer window, oh, maybe we should think about a few signings. We need to start thinking and putting plans in place now. There's a lot of players in the summer available on a reduced buyout clause or end of contract, and they're good players. They are players that a lot of top 6 teams, not just in our league, in other leagues, will be looking. Do I think that we're going to get Upamecano, who I'm pretty sure has a £40-odd million release clause activated in this summer? Do I think that we'll get him? No. I'm pretty sure the Haaland release clause is activated this summer as well. Do I think that we'll get him? No. Alba is available, I think, on a free contract this summer. Do I think that we're going to get him? Probably not. Not unless we go way above anyone else would actually realistically want to do and pay them massive money in another sort of Sanchez-esque thing. Should really learn to put my phone on silent. Apologise. A massive Sancho-esque thing. Sanchez, but I don't think that we're going to. I think there's better teams with better prospects that would give them a more exciting project than Man U. However, we do still need to be seen to be actively pursuing them, just on the off chance, and also other players that we need around that. Personally, I think we need a right winger. I think we need a really good defensive midfielder that we can rely on, and that may cost us a lot of money, but we need someone young enough that can be our bedrock of that midfield for the next 10 years. And although I like Baye, and I think once he comes back and hopefully takes Lindelof's slot, Lindelof would make a very good rotation defender, someone off the bench if we need him. But Eric Baye is injury prone. And is there better available at this moment in time? And if Upamecano becomes available, would he be an improvement on Eric Baye and Harry Maguire? Probably. So, if that person becomes available, if Baye doesn't keep his fitness and doesn't go on a run and establishes himself as the partner for Maguire, then maybe we need to seriously look at that as well. So, yeah, there are areas that we need to concentrate on in the summer, and a lot of those players would be available at relatively low costs. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see. As I said after the last game, we need to bounce back again. We didn't lose. It feels like a loss. We didn't lose. 1 point in 6 is not good enough, especially when a few weeks ago pundits were saying that we were a realistic challenger for the Premier League. Now, 2 games on, will they still be saying that? Probably not. But we knew that we weren't. So, kick on. We need a win soon. We just, our head was not in this game. I don't know why. We just didn't really get going. Hopefully, regroup, and all we can do is go again. If you've liked this, like and subscribe. If you click on the bell thing icon, you'll get notifications whenever the Let's Talk Sport team posts up new content. They do loads of watch-alongs and reactions. Definitely worth a click if you've enjoyed this or enjoyed their stuff. If you've agreed or not agreed, get involved with some comments below. Hopefully I'll be back again to talk some more if they will let me. So if you've liked it, give it a thumbs up just so I can come back. Thank you, and I'll see you again, I guess. Just before I go, cue edit here so no one's noticed. Is it just me, or was the wrestler Kane's theme tune, Slow Chemical, playing just before the second half? Is that not the strangest song to be played? I half expected the stadium to erupt in flames and him to walk out. Anyway, I'm going now. Bye.